Greetings, ladies and germs of planet Earth and beyond. King Zero Phoenix here, and welcome back to Subnautica. Last time we left off, we just got done exploring the quarantine enforcement platform, and I believe... sorry. I've now decided to run the game in my own style, where I don't have to constantly be scrounging for resources all the time. Some may argue that's kind of a cheating way, but hey, for me, this is the most fast and effective way of getting things done. If I tried to go through this the normal way, like doing it like any normal person would do in that situation, you'd all lose interest. Also, don't mind what my current attire. I'm home. It's the weekend. I'm free to do what I want and wear what I want. Oh no, why am so sleepy? Sorry, I know this stupid thing takes an eternity and a half to load. Oh, let's get rid of that light bloom. I never really cared for the light blooms. I know that's mostly how light usually works in real life, but for me it's kind of an annoyance. I must be making you tired just looking at me like this. Well, I'll try to get even more tired because I'm just going to get my eyes shut until this loads up. Those of you who actually do decide to watch these, I strongly suggest you fast forward through this, because this is actually may put you to sleep. Pardon me. Where's the mouse? Fear not, I'm back. As for my little absence, don't worry, it wasn't too important. Still. Let's see. we go. First things first, I think at this point that communications is most likely what we already know it's going to be. Before we do that, though, it's 24 Celsius. Why couldn't the temperature just be in Fahrenheit? And that's the one I'm actually used to here in America, since from what I heard, Americans don't know how to handle the metric system. You know what, I'm just rambling. Sorry I don't have much interesting to say. I'm not much of a talker, really. Around people, I just prefer to keep my opinions to myself, because, well, you get the idea. Anyhow, I actually am surprised some people actually do decide to still continue watching Subnautica videos. I mean, mostly these days people are just fiddling around with Subnautica, seeing all the different minor updates, or what else you can do, like where else you can build your base and all that crap. But now, it's been confirmed that the game may not be coming out until sometime next year. There really isn't much reason to continue watching this game series. That being said, I do appreciate those that do take the time to watch what I do. And I'm not purposely trying to do it for become like all popular like the real big YouTube gamers like Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, and all the others. I just do this because I think this is fun and I just like to share it with others. I think I might have... repeating myself, you've already heard me say this before. That's Bart's. The Gossip Crew Manifest. Search and rescue mission. Lost. Night. The only legitimate child of Paul Torgal, beneficiary of enhanced learning techniques and cerebral implants, training aimed in advanced biochemistry and stellar economics. Emissary Cassell reports Bart was accompanying his father to a newly constructed deep space station where he was to set a 5-year term as chief operating officer. Huh. Really, that didn't go his way. I wonder something. Nope. Still hasn't happened. That being said, this I confirm does happen. Enough stalkers with only so little scrap metal, well, they start arguing over it and they're bound to drop teeth. Ooh. Let's just get back to the pod, and hopefully this will be the last time we hear from the Sunbeam. Well, I'm not trying to say it like, I don't mean it like that, but, you know what I mean, they were gonna keel over either way, so. What the? Scrap metal doesn't float. That's weird. Hey, that happened.
Aurora, it's Sunbeam.
I was right.
Orbit, and scans have found a landing site on the planet that's only rated hazardous. It's our best shot. We've sent you the coordinates. We'll be there in 2 days' time. Cross your fingers the weather holds. And don't leave us waiting. Sunbeam out.
Huh. That's new. Yeah. While we're waiting, we might as well see how much I can add to the base in the meantime. I know I said I was going to make this how I wanted to, but whoa! What's with all the biters? It's not like they can do any harm to my base, though. Let's see. Already got the essentials I need. I said I wasn't going to do this in this load, but hey. I plan on adding my own little miniature zoo somewhere around there in the open spaces of the grassy plateau. It's going to have every creature that hatches from an egg. My original thought was just because, well, I'm sort of a possessive person, so I'd like just one of every hatchable. But then I realized, because, as I just remembered, almost every creature is going to be eventually succumb and be infected with the Karar virus, I figured having my own little zoo of non-infected of these species would be something beneficial. So eventually, when I eventually managed to find a way to cure the planet, assuming that's actually possible, spreading the Sea Emperor's enzymes throughout the world. Maybe I could release these all back into the wild, and so they could restart all their populations from scratch.
Warning, emergency power only. Oxygen production offline.
This may be a little much because I don't think a base really needs to be this big, but hey, this is just how I am. I like to have things a certain way, and to suit any needs I desire. Wrong thing. What I am doing right now is actually setting up the fuel for the bioreactor I eventually plan on installing. Now, originally, for the sake of using electricity as a natural source of energy, I would always fill it with the ampules, those shockers you find in the blood calc zones and sometimes in the, no, not sometimes in the Lost River, as well as the Bold Bush zones, I think they're called. Oh, now. Anyhow, then I learned they're not only, despite how much they fit, all of them can fit well in the slot of the bioreactor, so I figured the only way to do that is to get the one creature in all of Subnautica that provides the best amount of energy, the reefback. Of course, I know at the moment the reefback eggs have yet to be implemented. Still, I can get them whenever I choose. Well, I know the... Uh-oh. I need air. Not sure when they added that little animation in. anyways, like I was saying, just one reef pack can power the entire bioreactor for God knows how long. And by the time it runs out, I'll have a whole surplus of them in here once I eventually find the tank as well. The specimen tank. I forget where I have to go to find that, but something tells me if I keep looking for enough wrecks, something tells me I'll find it. Yeah, the reason I'm using reinforcements rather than windows, considering this is going to be where a tank is located, is because windows just... It's because you've seen what windows do. They weaken the integrity of the entire base. Having this many reinforcements just allows me to do as much fun as I want with the base. So I only have windows where I deem necessary, and reinforcements where I believe it's absolutely necessary. Not just yet. Speaking of windows, I think it's now time to get into my spot above the water. Strange, I'm still on the inside, yet thankfully I'm still getting air. Actually, while I've got the chance... That is so cute! Yeah, I know. Oh, they also included a strange doll. Oh, wait, what am I doing? Yep, anything I do up here, since this part of the base is above water, I can just add in whatever I wish. I always had my base above the water, yet this little section I was always unsure of exactly what to do with it. But after some digging, I found the perfect thing to do with it. This section is actually my agriculture section. This is where I'm going to keep all my crops, and I plan on putting in my own specimen tank right there in the middle that goes through the top, all three. Of course, instead of using spadefish, since I actually assumed that anything else wouldn't multiply, I tested it out with the most abundant fruits. Reginald. I'm going to name a fish Reginald. Strange name for a fish, don't you think? A Reggie. Let's see. Sundown. Let's see if I can actually fall asleep this time. Yay, I can. Still gonna be quite some time before the sunbeam arrives. Thankfully, time is... Now we can finally sleep away the nights. Reason I chose X because, well, 3 of everything. 3 Chinese potato plants, 3 marble melons, 3 lantern trees. Boom. Boom. And boom. Actually, I just remembered something. Ah, that's why. No matter. There. Huh. Another message. Thankfully, I know the perfect way to get out of here. Well, now that all the sunbeam messages are out of the way. I hope these are all just from the life pods. Cannonball! Beauty of the ocean. It's beautiful, but at the same time, it's also terrifying. Alright, let's see what's happening.
This is an automated distress signal from life pod 12. Coordinates attached. Warning, life pod has sunk beyond safe diving distance. Do not attempt retrieval without submersible support.
Beyond 100 and 250 meters. My Emoth can go as far as 300 meters. Would it survive that? Oh wait, I remember where this goes. That's into the bulb zone. That goes past the bulb zone.
Vital signs stabilizing.
It's only a temporary fix, though. No matter. I'll eventually have to go there anyways. So why don't we just wait until we see the sunbeam disappear. That just sounds cool. Not just yet. Not just yet.
Emergency power only. Oxygen production offline.
Yee! I don't know why, but this weird wall play, for some reason, can only seem to do it from the outside. Whenever I try to do it from the inside, it just stalls. There we go. Nothing brightens up your day like a little decorational foliage, eh? Oh, almost. There we go. Can't reach. Oh well, just finish doing what I'm doing here. Actually, you know what? While I'm here, might be a good time to take advantage of all this sunshine, don't you agree? Power restored. A secondary advantage of having the observatory's perfect spot for placing solar panels. I always like to face them towards the way the sun is rising, because at least that way they can maximize the amount of sunshine as it appears. one of the greatest sources of energy there is, in all its abundance. Boundless, at least for another 5 billion years or so. All you. Solar. I don't have power transmitters for the power plant yet. Or the thermal plant, I should say.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
See, doesn't that actually look nice? Right there. I just remembered something. I'm gonna have to pass through the mushroom forest near the Aurora to get to the bulb forest, bulb bush zone. Not gonna lie, I am not a big fan of that area. You know, there's a Reaper right there. See what I mean? I don't know why, it just doesn't want to do it from the want to build these things from the inside. Only way I can do it inside is from a weird angle. No matter. Crap. At least this way I don't have to take the long way around. There we go. That's strange. Why didn't you say that sooner? Right there. There we go. Come on. Exactly what I needed. Coffee. I'm not much of a coffee drinker. I'll drink a lot of it. Yeah, it's all I'm getting used to somewhat. Coffee Americano. Why does it crunch? Coffee doesn't crunch. Anyhow. That should be enough.
Vital signs stabilizing.
Another message. I live from the life pods. Dare I? I'm doing it. Let's see how much time is left over. Oh. 5 minutes, 45 seconds. Plenty of time. Actually. I no longer need the radiation suit on, so... Make a quick stop at the life pod. Whoa!
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Subjects designated. Mode. Hunting. Analyzing. Sharing subject locations with other agents.
Ooh, that's creepy. Reinforced dive suit. I may be invisible, but there's no harm. I'm not that much of a risk taker. What do you think that meant, though? 9 by... I wonder if that's from the warpers. Huh, I see. We have the organization of this thing in proper order now. Oh yeah, that stalker's infected. And that's how I'm gonna look soon enough. I know this episode's running a little longer than all the others, and it's not really eventful. But hey, at least it's moving. Reefbacks. Come on. I think I remember. Now that I bring it up, many have tried to use the codes and every kind of workaround to try and save the Sunbeam from its demise. But if you ask me, that's just naive thinking. I mean, if the Sunbeam was able to be saved, then what's the point of having the rocket launcher that could get us off warp? Well, to the phase gate. Of course, I already figured someone else already confirmed that it's impossible to save the sunbeam. Believe it or not, I actually thought of trying to save it myself once, but then I figured, oh, rather not, that'll just let the story progress on its own pace. Oops, sorry, Peeper. Looked it. Thank you. One minute. There could have been other survivors. Shame I'm the last one. I don't think I mentioned this before, but the quarantine enforcement platform actually looks a little more greener than it did before. Shame I didn't bring any popcorn with me. It's gone active. Show's about to begin, people. That seems like a half... I might do some way to end the episode. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Attention. Patching in a local broadcast from the sunbeam.
There's someone down there. Aurora, survivor. We have your PDA signature. I don't know how you walked away from that wreck, let alone survived since then. But we'll be happy to bring you on board and hightail back to Federation space. Stand back. We're about to the landing site now. Breaking atmosphere in 5,
I see them.
4, 3. What is that? No, the red spike. From the planet?
Hey! At least now we actually got to see how we ended up here. And we also get to see what happens to us when we try to leave. That's depressing. No matter, like I said, one of the best ways to end off an episode of Subnautica is with a bang. And I'm sorry this ran so long, but hey, what can you do? Anyhow, thank you everybody so much for joining me on this little adventure. Hit the like button to let me know you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're interested in seeing more and sharing your opinions with me down in the comments below. And until next time, this is King Zero Phoenix signing off. Laters!